Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, I'm just going to share with you a little bit of, I don't know, kind of a whim project. I am up out of my chair for a little bit. I'm trying not to overdo it, but I went to my post-op appointment yesterday and he was like, well, you can get up some now, but I still have to elevate and take care of everything. But I'm like going crazy just sitting in the chair. So I've got to hobble over to the other room and get my stamps out, but let's just back up. Hello, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. I am a little crazy, but what's new? Okay, so what you see in front of you here is a kit that I have had for a really long time, and this is an absolutely beautiful kit from Tracy Fox Creative, and it's called Pretty Patchwork, and I will attempt to remember to put a link in the description box below. So what I decided to do was work on a small project. So I printed these 2 to a page, and so I think most of Tracy's kits are A4, but I noticed on my printer that when I went to print it, it was trying to print at 92%, and so it fits on the page really nicely. Then I went to I had to do preview because these were JPEGs, and when I was just printing it, it was just like spitting them out full size, and that's not what I wanted, although this is a beautiful kit. And I probably will print it full size just to have for like collage and stuff. Stay on track. Anyway, so I printed them 2 to a page. I had to go into preview so that way it would allow me to change the settings. And then of course they're all white backgrounds because I haven't played with the printer enough to figure out how to print two-sided, but I will. What I do when I do that basically is, let's just see. So say I've got this and I would do it on a blank page. But what I typically do is like put an arrow here and I'll say in or the bottom because, you know, this would be like in my printer this way, right? And then so I would say top and then, or up, you know. And then this one I would say, you know, right and left. And then, and this way I would know, like the pencil markings are facing me. So however this comes out as the upright side, you know, and then I test it too and say, you know, back, because like my Envy, I have a note on it. Did I call this the Envy? This is the Epson. Anyway, I have a note on it for how to print double-sided. And so it's just an experiment. You'll see some green showing through here. I was playing with ink. I wanted to just brayer some ink on. I kind of want this to be more like a mixed media feel. So I was doing it on my mat, but I'm not getting enough like behind my pages. So I said, you know, I'll just get a piece of music page out. And I love this font here. So I thought I would just take my bundled sage. This is my oxide. I'm just taking my brayer across it. I'm not pushing super hard. And then, because the bundled sage color is beautiful with this. And then, oh, I already did that one. Did I do that one? I did that one. And then I'm just brayering my color across the back here. And just getting some interest on my backs. So I am going to do this with the bundled sage. I'm doing this with Victorian Velvet, and I'm going to test the Stormy Sky. So let's just test the Stormy Sky. Hopefully I'm not gonna get ink in my, or green in my blue, because that would not be great. And Miss Chloe was up here already. She didn't even chatter at me and warn me this morning. She just jumped up here. And then she's trying to play with my button and the cameo. And she pulled an actual needle out of my pin cushion. I was trying to play with that. And I was like, you're going to hurt yourself. So then she decided she was going to bite me. And that's when she got booted. There'll be no biting on the table. Thank you. So, oh my gosh, funny story. So yesterday, we're getting ready to leave for my post-op appointment, and Amazon truck comes, and Mark's like, did you order something? Because I'm not supposed to be shopping. And I said, no, I didn't order something. And it was like these cat scratch paper thingies. I don't even know, but it's got a picture of like a misbehaving cat on it. And I said, oh my gosh, I don't even know what this is. And so I was like, oh my gosh, well, maybe somebody didn't like Chloe being on the table or something. So they sent me some behave and get off the table pads. You know, I was just like, surely not, because she wasn't doing anything wrong. And so I sent it to, you know, my phone of friends, basically, to my one really good friend. And I was like, look what came in Amazon. This is so weird. And I said, do you think somebody doesn't like Chloe being on the table? And she was like, how would somebody have your address? And I said, oh, that's true. They really wouldn't, because I don't have that posted publicly for you guys. And so anyway, and so I sent it to my other friend who I another chat where I've got two of my other really good friends. And I was like, look what came. Like, I don't know what this is. And it was so cute because the one goes, that's mine. She sent me the sweetest get well package via Amazon, and it's so cute. I love it. It's downstairs. I'll have to show you. It's a really cute zippered pouch and coffee mug, and it just has the most sweet saying on it. I just love it. But anyway, she had ordered it. She was mad at her cat and forgot to change the address back to hers. So I was like, we'll do a return and I'll drop it at the, you know, return place when we go back to Erie for my next appointment. But anyway, it was so funny. I literally thought it was because one of you guys didn't like the cat being on the table and you were sending me, behavior pads for her. Oh, anyway, I thought it was funny. Okay, so Stormy Sky is on. I am loving this because it's kind of like giving it a whitewashed effect. I did try my peeled paint, which I love that color, but this is just tedious because it's too little to do this. And then I'm just brayering off hopefully the excess of the blue. And I do realize I'm doing this in the wrong order because you're supposed to start, I better just go ahead and do green because I think I have green and blue on all these. I do. You're supposed to start with your lightest color. So actually I should have started with pink, but you know, it's me. But anyway, so I thought it was really cute. And then it was funny because my one friend was like, well, if Chloe they don't like Chloe on your table, oh well. But she's been a little treat to have up here, and it's almost like she's getting in a rhythm with me now. Like, if I'm up here, now she thinks she has to come up and scope out the project and see what's going on and what I'm doing. And then when I was, you know, working on that card kit challenge, she's up here and she's like sniffing the glue and sniffing the ink, and I'm like, will you stop? But I just can't, you know, like, she's not doing anything wrong. She's not hurting anything. This is not a food surface. And of course I wouldn't let her get up here if I thought there was anything that would harm her. And I have never, ever, 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 ever let a cat get on any countertops or anything. That's a hard no for me. But, and she was really good about it. But then in the RV, I think that has kind of changed the dynamic because she gets up on the dash and she doesn't know the difference between the dash and the like counters. And so like she would get down when I would tell her like get down. But it kind of is a different being with that because, you know, it's hard to tell her, you know, you're allowed to be on the dash, but not on that counter, and that's the same height, and there's windows, and that's all she's doing is chasing the sunshine. It's not like she's, like, trying to misbehave, but anyway. Okay, so I am just kind of roughly cleaning my brayer off, and clearly I'm getting, like, paints and stuff off of that, too. But I don't want to get blue or green in my pink, so I'll make sure that's good and dry. I'm going to continue with the pink. And I think what I want to do also is maybe, I want to do some numbers, but I think I'm also going to do maybe a little bit of scripty stamp or some second generation stamping, but I hope you can see that color coming through. And it may not be translating because the lighting is kind of funny today, but it's really cool. It just really has a wood effect to it. Like a wood effect. Anyway, I'll be back. So I've brayered them all, and I actually really, really like how they came out. And then this one, you can see the difference here. I'm just taking my antique linen ink and my brown Dollar Tree makeup brush here. and I'm just going around the edges, and I'm gonna do it on the printed and non-printed side, just to give some interest to the edge of those papers and just kind of grind them up a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm leaning on the table, so I know I'm shaking you. I did get some of my stamps out. I thought, you know, I might do some just light stamping in the background maybe, but then I decided I'm not ready for that step yet. I just want to get the pages prepped and then see how I want to put them together. But I'm loving it. It's making me really happy, and it's making me happy to just be kind of playing and mindlessly inking and just listening to, you know, a show, and just to be perfectly honest, it's making me very happy to be upright and out of the chair. But I'm gonna have to go down and ice in just a little bit and have some lunch. But I think I'm just gonna kind of continue to work on this. It's supposed to be really nice out this afternoon, so Mark said he would try to fashion a way for me to be able to be outside and hang out. He's putting mulch in all the flower beds, just freshening them up this year. Like, our big bed didn't get mulched last year, so it absolutely looks beautiful. I mean, he just does such good work. I'm very blessed to have him as my husband. So I'm very grateful for that. You know, and in the middle, I'm not really adding anymore. I'm just kind of going over the middle, and I don't know that it makes that big of a difference in the middle, but I like the color that it's adding. And again, this is a very peaceful process for me, and so I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to do it. I currently have my surgery foot resting on my sewing machine stool, so I asked him what we could do, because I do want to do some stitching on this project, and I said, you know, I can't move the stool around, so he's going to bring me something out of the shop for my leg so that I can still have something to rest it on and not be on my foot, and then still be able to use my sewing machine. Fortunately, my sewing machine has a button that I can use to stitch, because honestly, I've never tried to sew with my left foot, and I'll probably try it. I just hope it's not a total disaster. If it is, I'll just use the button. But that's really awkward to me, because the way it starts and stops. But you know what? It's a solution, and I'm going for the solutions right now. So yeah, it's just nice and kind of fun and mindless, and just using really nice, pleasant colors. These are all colors that I really, really love to work with. So it's a good project. So if you're just finishing a project, or you've been working on something that you're like, I'm just not sure about that, well, get something else out that you know makes you happy and work on that. So I'm just gonna keep doing this, and I did do the backs of the pockets too with the brayer. What I didn't brayer though is any of the tags, because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the tags yet. So I may end up brayering the back, or these just may end up getting backed onto something. But these are her like stackable tags, and I love these. But I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with them, or how I'm going to utilize them, excuse me. So we'll be thinking about that as well. But I know I do want to do some stitching on the pockets, and maybe even just around the edges of the pages. I don't know yet. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to keep plugging along. So all the pages are inked. Super happy about that. I think I already said that, but I don't know, because I've been goofing around. So what I have been doing is this, which took me an amazing amount of time, but I love these. It's a little strip of tickets, and so I had tried to cut them with some like decorative scissors, and it didn't work, so I just ripped them, and very tediously inked to, you know, use these stamps, and I guess fussy inked it. I don't know how you're gonna call that, but like in good order, I just took the bottom of this and inked those 3 words, which was a little interesting. But anyway, I got that there, and just did received on this stamp and got that there. And then the number 31, that was like a Hail Mary stamp because I was like, hopefully I get this in the center, and I did. And this one wasn't really a flower, it's just a really cool decorative design. So I thought that was really neat. I didn't have to repeat a figure. I do have more figure numbers in another stamp set that goes higher than number 3. But anyway, and then I just inked around them, and I got walnut stain out. I don't ever use the walnut stain. I don't ever use the antique linen, or actually I use antique linen more than walnut stain, and that's very, very seldom. But anyway, so I just want to use things, and I really like how it's getting kind of grungy and awesome feeling. And so I do want to put these in a plate because I'm going to start losing my bits. And this is just a little silver plate that was my grandmother's. It's so nice. I have her little powder container. I found it the other day again, and I just can't bring myself to wash it, you guys. I smell it, and I just smell my great-grandmother, and I don't use this for anything other than just to have it here and remind me of her. You know, one of the things in life, as you get older and you appreciate things in a different fashion, and boy, I'd give anything just to have her pat my cheek one more time and just tell me, she used to tell me I was so pretty because I ate so many onions. I used to pick onions straight out of the garden, wipe them on my shirt, and eat them when I was a kid. And I still love onions. It is so weird how much I love them. But anyway, just a cute little story of my grandmother. She came to my nose. She was a feisty little lady for sure. But anyway, so this is the stamp set I was using. It's the Field Notes CMS 396. I got this. I ordered one set, and then my mother-in-law ordered me a set for my birthday last year. So I don't know if you guys remember that. And I just ordered them together, but I wanted them. And so she says, I'll buy you one of them. And I said, okay. Because I'd been working on Mark to get these because I really wanted them. But anyway, I do love these. I use them. I haven't used them all yet, but I will. Just my projects haven't lent themselves to using them. So, but this one is, and I just love these. I just think they came out so cute, and they're little, and I like it. And I do like small projects. And you would think that a small project would be like so much easier than a full-size project, but that's actually not true at all. So if you go back, I did a mini May a couple years ago, and it was, ouch, using index cards. So I don't know if you guys remember this project, but I mean, it's little and I love it, but it wasn't any simpler just because it was small. So anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll set that here as a little bit of inspiration for this project. So what I will do is I'm going to score all these in half. Well, obviously not the envelopes. I figured those out. I'm going to score these all in half. And then I want to figure out how I'm going to use them. I want to get some like vintage papers to intermix with them. Anyway, to make just a small journal. And I used to have a box about this size that I was saving for someday for a journal cover, but I think I probably threw that away when I was clearing out all my excess cardboard to move over here. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to keep going, and I'm really hoping to use up some bits, maybe some bits of leftover trims or fabrics in my drawer or whatever, and just make a fun little journal. And it's just making me happy to work on it. But I'm going to go get some lunch and ice my foot, and then I will be back. I haven't made it down to eat yet, but I was scoring these, and oh my gosh, they are so cute, you guys. So they're like 3 1/4, and oh, I love, love, love them. This is going to be just a fun little project. So they're like 3 1/4 by, I don't know, 4 5/8. So just an interesting size. I just love them. I'm super excited about this, and I'm trying not to look at them or overthink it. I'm just scoring them in half, and that's all. I'm trying not to overthink this. I just want to do what feels good and feels right with these. And then so I have my little stack of 10 pages here, and yeah. And I may pull them out. I may pull one out and use one for the cover images, so that way it's 9 pages for an even odd number on the inside. That's goofy, but you know what I mean. So maybe I can do like 3 signatures and have 3 of these pages plus the other pages, and then that would give me just the extra one to use on the cover. But yeah, I'm super excited about this so far. So I just want to make sure that yeah, I don't want it too fat, but it's going to be fun because I have 2 envelopes and there's 4 pockets here and then all the tags that came with it. So if we do some stuff with some music and vintage book pages too, I think it'll be really just a fun piece when we're done. Okay, so today is Tuesday, I don't even know what day, 30th, I should know that. We just came from my in-laws' house. Okay, today's Tuesday the 30th, and I have finished this. I have been working on it pretty diligently for, I don't even know what day I started it, but anyway, I'll tell you that at the beginning of the video, so you will know. I'll have to go back and listen. I'm rambling, I know. Anyway, I finished it. It's so cute. So cute. Let me say it again. So cute. Hopefully I won't say it anymore. Get it out of my system. Okay, so it measures, the outside measures like 3 3/8 by 4 5/8-ish, and my spine is about 1.5. And as you can see, I did a hidden spine. I was going to do maybe some lace on it, but I didn't. I just like the simplicity. And I love this kit. This kit made me so happy to work with. So again, it's the Pretty Patchwork from Tracy Fox at Tracy Fox Creative. And I will try to link her Etsy below so that you could find this kit. The flower on the front is from a freebie that she had. And then this Discover is from Artie Mae's something. I have these little floral embellishments. I've had these for a very long time. And I use them, but I think they grow in the bottle. I have different colors of pink, green, yellow, purple, and blue. So these are a lot of fun to work with. Anyway, so I just added a little touch there with a little pearl on the top. So this is just a piece of corrugated cardboard behind, and then that's on the top with a little bit of cheesecloth. So just a simple topper. And then you'll see on the side, I've got a little bit of stuff poking out, not a whole lot. It's kind of fat, but of course it's fat. I made it. Hello. So what I did was I was like trying to use up bits of the kit. I didn't want to have a ton of scraps left over. I do have a couple tags left over and a pocket, but that's fine. And I didn't want a lot of scraps of the actual digital left over. I do have a few pieces. I may still tuck these into pockets somewhere, but I mean, we are gator mouthing, and I forgot to put a tie under the topper like I had intended to, but that's okay. Moving on. So the cover is actually a piece of file folder. I had a piece of blue file folder that was torn. It was in some Happy Mail I had gotten. Somebody sent me some, my sweet friend sent me some colored file folders. And this was a remnant piece of her project, I guess, because the edge of one of the edges was ripped. And so I just cut it and used it to make the cover for the journal. So, okay, so on the inside here, it's pretty simplistic, but I really like it. Like, Tracy's kit is so pretty. I didn't really feel like I needed to do a whole lot to it. I wanted to just have it kind of simple. So this journal is available. If you're interested in it, please shoot me an email at orderfromjody@yahoo.com, and I will try to remember to put that in the video so you have it, but I believe it's in the, I think it's in the description. I know it's in the About Me section on my YouTube. Anyway, so if you guys remember a couple years ago, I did the file folio for a swap at a retreat, and I used the Graphic 45 Blossom kit. Well, my sweet husband was vacuuming the craft room floor for me this morning, and I was looking at my shelf, and my eyes laid on the bag with the remnants in it, and I said, oh, well, those colors are the blues and the greens and the pinks, so let me see what's in here that I can use. And I just had some scraps in here. I didn't cut any full sheets. I just used things that were already loose in the bag, like bits, you know, like this is just a bit that was in there. And I trimmed it and made just little cards with it. Some of them I backed, some I didn't, but it just adds a little bit more color to the pockets, and I really like that. So everything in here is either going to be Tracy or Graphic 45. If I come across something that's not, I'll let you know, but for the most part, that's what it is. So I backed the tags with just coffee dyed paper or coffee dyed ledger for the most part. just for simplicity, but I just, like I said, I like this so much. Like I did a little bit of stamping on these, just some second, third generation, and then I was fussy inking, I guess. I think I had already used that term before, to get just some interest to some of the bits. This I stitched on. I sat down at the sewing machine yesterday. I was going to do more stitching in this journal, but I can't use my foot to sew, and I honestly don't really like sewing with the button. I don't know, it's a thing. And then as I was going through here, I was going to stitch on the little tabs and decided I really didn't want to do that. I hope my lighting is okay. The sun is a little crazy right now. Chloe, please don't knock those down. She's sniffing my crutches, so hopefully that'll help with the light. Anyway, hey, don't eat them. And she's eating everything. She's been up here inspecting today. So I have this vintage little bird book that don't know where the cover is, so I can't tell you what the book is called. But anyway, I like some of the images in it. So like that's a fox sparrow. So the description I just made into a tag and then used the image as a pocket. And you know, this is just a scrap. I stenciled the back. This was fun because I used Stormy Sky on my stencil, but my stencil still had ink on it from the last time I used it because you guys know I'm not very good about cleaning my stencils. And so I got a surprise and I like it. So that's just in there for a little bit more space. On this piece, I did put a tab and a little piece of lace on there, and then some stamping. Hopefully you can see. I feel like my lighting is crazy. If it is, I do apologize. I had so much fun doing this. I'm gonna try to remember this technique for my white spaces because I really enjoyed the result. Had a lot of fun. I inked and inked. I think it took me an hour just to ink all the pages and then ink around the edges and everything. So this is a tiny Tim Holtz paper clip on here. And I know I'm gonna say it again. They're so cute. At this point, it's kind of a joke. I didn't seal these or anything just because I thought they were fun and would be journaling space on the inside of the pocket. So a little place you can put a little note or something. I have some coffee dyed parchment paper in here for my wrinkly friends. Love it. Love it, love it. This is some index paper out of like an old map book that I really like, and I love the holes in it. So I left those and just put a little surprise in here. This is an Artie Mays word. And this is just, I stamped this. I was going to use it somewhere else. And it's just a piece of coffee dyed paper. But I love that image. And of course that plum, the archival ink. My little archival ink is starting to dry out. And so I'm like, oh, I really love that color. I reach for that color a lot. So I'm going to have to replace that when it's totally done. So lots of pages in here for adding whatever, journaling. Like, look at this. This little tag was cut off on the edge, so I just trimmed it up to make it work as a small tag. Didn't back it, but I just thought it's just so cute for a little bit of color in the pocket. And then a couple of Tracy's tags from the kit. These are all from the kit. So it was it's 2 bits. It was the Pretty Patchwork Papers and the Pretty Patchwork Ephemera, if I remember correctly what they're titled. But you'll see if you go to her shop and look. And then here's a little tag with just a little bit of lace tied around the top. And like this was a scrap that was in the bag. And normally I wouldn't keep a piece like this, but because it's the graphic 45 paper, I like tend to keep all the little bits, which in this case worked out really well because I was able to add some to this journal just for a little bit of extra something. And again, I only stitched on the 3 pieces. You'll see that as we go through. And then this flips out. I don't know what's on that paper, but it just adds interest. It doesn't come off. I mean, and I don't know if that's avocado dye paper. It's not paper I dyed. I've gotten that in mail from somebody. I don't know who. I'm sorry. And in here, just another offcut of the digital that I backed and another cut apart from the Blossom kit. And this paper is kind of fragile here. I was going to leave them all open, and then I decided, you know, I'm just going to make a couple little pockets and tuck it. And so lots of just fun. I just think it's fun. And of course, you know I had to have a ticket in here somewhere. But lots of just Oh, just had fun. This was really good for me mentally to work on this. So hopefully you'll enjoy the result. I did a blue jay, and I needed to add another tag in there, which I didn't do, but here, I have one. Boom, another tag. I tried to be consistent and make all the signatures even. Oh my gosh, was I out? I think I got out here, hopefully. Hopefully I was in screen. I'm sorry. I still have to have Mark fix my arm. It's still not quite right for my distance. But I am not asking that man to do anything else for me right now. God love him. He is being so good and so helpful for me. He has to get me my coffee in the morning. Has to carry stuff. I did get a backpack, so now I can carry my iPad and stuff like that with the backpack. So that's a little bit of freedom for both of us. He put a gallon of water up here in the craft room so I can refill my cup myself without needing him every time I need more water. So we're trying to do things like that. I mean, it's only been a week. I swear it's been 5 months, but like, I love this. This is one off the freebie that I was using, and I just did a little bit of script stamp and that little book number there. I just think they're sweet pieces. I don't know. This just made me really happy to work with this. So Tracy, if you watch this, I love this kit. It's beautiful. And the freebies are so sweet. And so thank you for the freebies. And the kit is just gorgeous. I love it. And see, that was another scrap. And again, that's not typically, it was a little bit longer. That's not typically a scrap I would have kept, but I just love it. And in here, this was the remnant of my ledger paper. So I just put that in there. And maybe I'll use that for some of this and back it and then have a decorative piece instead of just ledger. We'll see. I don't know. I kind of like it is. So you guys can tell me if you think it needs something more. I don't think it does. I love it. I was trying to leave it simple, but still just fun and kind of whimsical. So pretty, just pretty. Okay, so there's another one. Now that one I did back, but just a little touch of color. So I was using up scraps. I used up the scrap file folder. I had little bits of some trim that I had, and you know, some cheesecloth, and a piece of cardboard. So it's just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed making this. And hopefully you're working on something that makes your heart happy. So thank you for joining me, and I have no idea what I'm going to work on next. So if you guys have any suggestions, something you want to see me do, see me try, something you want me to revisit, please make sure you let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate that the last time I actually asked you guys to interact with me on a video, I had more comments. So thank you very much for that. I guess I need to ask more often, because when you do comment, you like my channel, or you like my videos, I mean, that really helps my channel. And I love to hear from you. I love your feedback. I love to hear what you think. I really appreciate when you take the time to say even hello. I mean, I just like to say hello. How you doing today? Something, you know? So thank you. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me some comments, leave me some feedback. That would be fantastic. Okay, the commercial part of that is over. And thank you so much for joining me. And if you are interested in this journal, shoot me an email. Talk to you later. Bye.